Let's move on to this, shall we? Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I believe it's coming out next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, they kind of shocked the world when the box office projections came out, and they were saying $65 to $80 million opening weekend, which would be huge. Then they adjusted to like 80 to 90. Now they're saying this thing can get up to $95 million on its opening weekend. This comes from the folks over at Slash Film who wrote the following. Beetlejuice 2, or Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, is currently looking at an opening in the $81 to $94 million range when it hits theaters next week's per box office theory. Warner Brothers, for what it's worth, is being a little bit more conservative with their studio estimating that Beetlejuice 2 will have a debut of $65 to $75 million per The Hollywood Reporter. Now, this should also kind of be mentioned. You're seeing a bunch of people, John, wait a minute. I thought I heard people today saying it's 105 million. There is one single other box office tracking thing that is saying it could be up to $105 million. Most of the ones are saying around 95, but again, anywhere from 80 to $105 million. Now, I want you to put this into context. The original Beetlejuice made $75 million. Not in its opening weekend. Made about $75 million. Also want to put this in context. That if Beetlejuice Beetlejuice makes upwards of the top end of that range that they're talking about, it will become the third biggest opening movie of the year. Only behind, obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine, which is in the $200 million something range. And Inside Out 2, which is currently the number one movie of the year, that made about $150 million on its opening weekend. This is crazy. Like, this is crazy. I knew there was going to be interest in Beetlejuice. If you had said to me a year ago, John, do you think Beetlejuice could even conceivably, a Beetlejuice 2, make $100 million on its opening weekend? I would have said no. Even after watching the trailers that I think have been pretty good, like they've been better than I thought they would be, I still wouldn't have guessed $100 million. Again, it still may not make $100 million, but the fact that it's even going to get close, I think is massive.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a huge, phenomenal win. This thing makes $90 million opening weekend. I think that blows away any expectations anybody had just 6 months ago. So clearly the trailers have been connecting. The nostalgia factor is working. Michael Keaton is beloved, all this kind of stuff. So everything seems to be coming together. Now, how big or small it will be, I don't personally think it'll get the 100 million, but I think it'll be close. And I think it's going to be way bigger than I thought it would be. But anyway, Chris, you're seeing these numbers. Warner Brothers is saying more conservative. They're saying 65 to 75. I think they're just kind of playing it safe a little bit. How big do you see it coming in? And how big of a deal are these estimates?
Oh, I think this is going to be huge. I think it's going to be a very, very strong opening weekend for them. I think the 100 is a very, very good estimate. Not only did this get actually well received at the Venice Film Festival, which I know there's always a 5 to 10 minute standing ovation for every film, and then we find out that all the critics don't like it, but we're just being weirdly polite. I don't understand that part of it, but this actually got some great feedback, and people are excited about this movie, not just because of the nostalgia factor, which is a huge part of this. I know people in my age group are really, really jazzed about this. They love this. They love Michael Keaton. They love Winona Ryder. You've got Jenna Ortega, who is a big rising star, and I think that also adds to this. You got Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, she's very hot right now.
Right? And the Catherine O'Hara coming off of Schitt's Creek and everything. People still love her. Even Argyle couldn't sour us on her. She's wonderful. So I think there's a lot of great factors here in their favor, and it just looks fun. This looks super, super fun. Oh my gosh, and William Dafoe is in this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And how good does he look in it, too?
Oh my gosh, killer. I'm so excited about this. And it doesn't seem like an unnecessary sequel, you know? And I know that no sequel is necessary.
Sure.
But this feels like they actually had something they wanted to tell. And from the trailers, it feels like that story is being executed in a really fun and interesting way that pays homage to the original film while we get to go on this new adventure with new characters.
You know, I've said for long, and I still believe this, I do, that this is a movie that's coming about 15 years too late. But to your point, the story of it now focusing around Winona Ryder's daughter seems like a more sensible story to tell for its sequel in which case you needed to wait this many years
Yeah.
to come about it, right? So like I've been going around saying, and I still believe it's coming late. I think this movie could have been bigger had it come out sooner, but an argument against my own point is that, well, for this story seems to make sense for it. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Miracle Made. Guys, it's hot outside and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. There are just so many things that make these sheets so fantastic. We already mentioned the self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, but they're also self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. So go to trymiracle.com/Campea. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. And for them to do this story, they probably needed to wait a little bit longer for it. So it's looking like it's going to be pretty big. Guys, the question is for you. What do you think about that? Are you planning on going to see Beetlejuice Beetlejuice? Sounds like a lot of you are. Do you think it can hit that $100 million mark? I mean, even if it doesn't, this is huge for this movie. Massive. Probably going to be the 3rd biggest opening of the year. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.